Texas has 254 counties. So on the first Tuesday of the month, 254 auctions are going to take place.
If you're interested in a Texas tax deed sale and how to do that online, well, you've come to the right place because this is Ted Thomas. Ted, good to see you. Ted, I know in the past you described what it's like going to a tax deed auction, and it's a lot of people, and you can get kind of nervous and caught up with all that. So I figured, well, doing this online, it can maybe be a little more, relaxed. I can think a little more. So in terms of a Texas tax deed auction online, can I do that, first of all?
No way can you do that in Texas, okay? All right, now every state legislature makes their own rules. So if we say something about Texas, that means it's just Texas. So they're going to do it different in Minnesota, and they're going to do it different in Vermont, different in California. Yep. But in Texas, they want to do live auctions. And when you go to the auction, you're going to be stunned because the constable is going to come up there and do the auction. He's going to have guns on. Yeah, you're going to show up in this big room. He's going to have guns on. He's going to come up and say, this is a so-and-so Harris County auction, okay? All right, so you have to go to the actual auction. Sometimes they'll have a couple of hundred properties. I've been many auctions in Texas. Now, first of all, Texas has 254 counties. So on the first Tuesday of the month, 254 auctions are going to take place, all on the same day. They're all going to start about 10 o'clock in the morning, but you have to go to the actual auction. And the constable for the different areas of that city or town will be there doing the auction. So it won't be just one constable. For example, you went to Harris County, there'll be 6 or 7 auctions going on at the same time in the same room.
It sounds like a lot. You tell me I have absolutely no chance of doing this online?
Well, now you'll be able to do stuff online if you go to companies like Bid for Assets and real auctions and stuff like that. I can't think of the one that does it right now, but there'll be someone that does it electronically online. But the counties don't do that. The county does all of their auctions. They're going to do live auctions.
So how do I know what counties use some of these, this, what do you call it, bidforassets.com? Maybe you tell us a little bit more about that.
The part of the business that's baffled people for years, and we've fixed it. We've solved the problem. When I started out, that was 35 years ago, I used to have black hair, folks. I had black hair. All right, and I used to be skinny. And in those days, what we had to do is we had to travel to that county and then get their auction list. Sometimes the auction list was a brochure like this one with a few pages in it. Or if I showed you one for California, it'd be about that thick. All right, so we had to go to the auction and find the auction list. Then we go out and look at the properties. That's all electronic now, whereas you can get an auction list and you can look at the properties electronically. But if you want to go to the actual auction, you're going to have to go to the auction live in the state of Texas. Other states do live and online. Some of them just do online. It's going to be up to the state. It's a legislature decision, not yours or mine.
Can I ask you, let's get on to, investing in Texas tax deeds. What are the risks? There's always a risk with something.
Well, the risk at every tax lien is the same. First of all, you must look at the property. Now, there are people that look at a list and they pray that they're going to get the right property. I'm here to tell you, prayer is not a good business strategy. What you need to do is you need to get boots on the ground and you need to look at that property. You need to touch that property and know what that property is. And simultaneously, you need to look at the condition of that property so that you know. And you need to check the property records to make sure what liens are non-liens. In other words, what encumbrances are on that property. So it's always the same thing. With every auction, you need to look at the property. If you're one of my students, you need to look, not pray, all right? You need to go there and see what the condition is. While you're looking at the condition, look around. What's the neighborhood? For example, what if you bought a property for absolutely pennies, but it's in the wrong neighborhood? Well, people go and look at the neighborhood before they buy from you. So how are you going to sell it? People buy the neighborhood. So you need to look at the property for condition. Then you need to make sure that you looked at the neighborhood. And then you need to look at the county records. All of this is free if you know how to do it. Every step I just gave you is free if you know how to do it.
Well, how can it be free? Because I live in Ohio, so if I gotta go look at a property in Texas, I gotta buy a plane ticket. I gotta rent a car.
No way, you don't have to do any of that. you could learn how to do it online. You could learn how to go to the right county. Once you get to the county, you could go to an auction list. I'll even show you when we finish this video. I'll even show you how we do it electronically. All right, you can do it electronically, or we teach it manually. Either way, everything that you need to do on this property can be done while you sit right there on your rusty dusty and look at your computer. So you're looking at a computer now. You can do all of that the same way. Now, are you going to take someone else's word what the property looks like? Then you better hire a broker or a land broker or someone that knows what condition is. Go take pictures of it, have them send it to you and all that. I prefer to say, if you're my student, go look at it. Now, I'm not, listen, if you're going to get married, male or female, you're going to look at your partner before you get married. I'm going to tell you, you're going to buy a piece of real estate. If you don't look at it, oh, that's a bad mistake.
You're saying you could get a broker to do that and hire a broker. That's kind of...
Oh, there's lots of people. You can hire a paralegal. You can hire a Uber driver. You can get people to go take pictures and look at it, and that will give you some idea. You can hire brokers to give you evaluations. You can hire appraisers to go give you evaluations. I mean, you're going to spend, you might, let's say it's a $500,000 property. Well, if you're going to spend money for that, let's say you bought it for 20 cents on the dollar, 500,000, 20 cents on the dollar is 100,000. Are you going to put 100,000 into something you haven't looked at? No way. If it's my money, I'm not doing it. I teach people, go look at that property, but you might make 100,000. I want to go and see how much money I'm going to make, and I want to see that neighborhood.
Hey, should you get a lawyer involved in this too, Ted? I mean, what are the legalities of a Texas tax deed sale?
The legalities, I'm not an attorney or a financial advisor in any way, but I'm just an author and a publisher who's done this a lot of time for, over the 35 years. But the legalities of it are the county will give you all the negative. In other words, they'll tell you that they're going to give you a quit claim deed. Well, what the heck is a quit claim deed? I'll tell you right now what it is. A quit claim deed means the county is not giving you any judgment or warranty on what the condition of the property is, and the county is telling you it might have defects in the title. So that's a quit claim deed. So there's some legalities you ought to pay attention to. When you buy in Texas, you're going to raise your hand. You're going to give somebody money. You're going to give somebody money. Know what you're giving the money for. No one's trying to screw you or get you upset or doing something wrong. They're just trying to get rid of the property so they can collect money to pay the county employees. That's all they're trying to do. And this has been going on for 200 years. There's no tricky-dicky stuff. It's just you have to learn how. So if you decide you're going to Paris this summer, why not learn a little bit about French? You're going to buy tax deeds and deeds, you need to learn a little bit about it.
Hey, Ted, you mentioned a little earlier, bidforassets.com was a platform to use. Like, just very quickly, if I went there, what am I seeing?
Oh, it's just an electronic site that, when the internet came in, we didn't sell properties online. Now, companies have gone and they've designed a website. And so they go to the county and they say to the county, how many properties you want to sell? They say, well, you got these 50 properties. So then they go and get all the information on the property, put it on their website, and then they sell. So about every 10 or 15 minutes, they'll sell a property. So they'll put 5 on, they'll sell those 5, and then put 5 on. Sometime a bid for asset sale will start at 10 o'clock in the morning. It'll still be going to 10 o'clock that night. It takes time because they got a bid kind of come in, then they wait so many minutes for the next bid, and so on. It's actually kind of fun to go watch those things.
So, Ted, I know you want to have every T crossed and I dotted. Regarding the legalities of this and Texas deed sales law, is there anything somebody needs to know, or should they get a lawyer just to be sure?
Oh my goodness, you don't need a lawyer for that. This business was made for the little guy, and anybody can do this. I mean, they're not looking for multimillionaires to go to these auctions. They're just looking for people that want to get a deal on property. So anything that you want to learn about the auction itself, you can go to that county website. So a place like Texas, that means there's going to be 250 websites. Now, that doesn't mean they're all going to be the same. They're going to have different. So go to numerous websites. Go to Dallas, go to San Antonio, go to Houston, go to some little counties, and just read the website. And then that'll give you links to everything in the county. You are entitled to know everything that's going to take place at a tax defaulted auction or a tax lien auction. And the county records are really the public records. That means anybody can go there. You want to go to the tax office, you can go there. You want to go to the appraisal office, you can go there. You want to go where they have the mapping done, you can go there. You can go every county office. You're entitled to go there physically if you want, or do it online. That's the easiest way.
Hey, Ted, one more question then. Regarding a Texas tax deed sale, what's the one thing that just trips people up more than anything? The one thing that people should be careful about?
It's always the same thing. First of all, don't worry. There's plenty of people to teach you how to do it. The county, you can learn a lot. You can learn a lot on your own. You can go to class to learn all this. Don't buy a property without knowing, number one, that you've looked at it, what it's worth, and get judgments on that. So brokers can tell you that. The MLS can tell you that. Comparables can tell you. Don't buy a property that you don't know what liens it might have it. All right, so sometimes people want to buy in Texas because they get big pieces of land you can buy. Well, what if you bought land that didn't have water or didn't have power? What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? It's a piece of land's got no value. I mean, it's not going to have, real value. But if you learn to check and say, oh, the county's putting water in, well, that would make it really valuable because now you could put water on the land, you could grow things in.
Hey, if somebody's watching and wants to learn a little bit more about buying tax deeds in Texas or anywhere, what should they do?
I tell them to do two things. Start out small. Just start small. What we do every month, twice a month, we offer a class. Now, it's a long class. A class starts at 11 in the morning, goes to 5 in the afternoon. Costs $47. I don't do anything free. I'm not an internet marketer, but we got professionals that start teaching at 11 in the morning and take you all the way through this process from buying raw land to financing to all the stuff. All right, so in 6 hours, it's all jammed together. You have your breakfast with us while you're eating. You're drinking Coke and coffee all day. You can have your lunch with us from 11 in the morning in the Eastern Zone to 5 o'clock and learn how. It's $47. That's as cheap as you're going to get.
Oh, that's great. So, hey, why don't you take Ted up on this and just click on the link on the bottom right beneath us to get some more information on that. And, hey, Ted, once again, thanks so much for sharing with us.